Hi, and welcome to your online algebra course here at Lakeland Community College. My name is Paul Zachlin. I serve as the department chair for our mathematics department, and I will also be serving as your instructor for this online course. Now, many of you may have never taken an online course before, and some of you have, but I can tell you that I'm here to help, and I'm here to show you around today and help you get more comfortable with what you're going to be doing for the next 8 weeks. So let's get started. So I want to begin by going to Blackboard and showing you around. When you log into Blackboard, you come to an announcements page, and you'll see on the left there's a where to find things, instructor contact info. Here you have my information. If you want to get a hold of me, my office hours are listed here. Tuesday and Wednesday are the best days to reach me. You can call me using the phone number here, or you can log into my virtual office from any computer or anything with internet access just by clicking this link, and I'd be happy to meet with you. So announcements are here, and below that, the syllabus and course schedule. And I'd like to talk about this a little bit, so you can click over here to download these items. And so maybe I'll talk you through our syllabus a little bit, and we'll go from there. So I talked about my office hours. You'll notice that the textbook is a free textbook, or you can buy a print version for $52. But since you're in an online course and you're going to be online all the time, I would just use the free option, which is available here or on our Blackboard page, and I'll show you around a little bit. We're going to use the Blackboard system to take our quizzes, to view our lessons, to get to videos, to get to assignments, and so that's going to be used all the time. But you are going to be working out your algebra on paper, so you can use pencil and paper. At times you'll use graph paper, a straight edge. I tell students that's why Lakeland gives you a student ID card, is you can use that for a straight edge, or credit card or driver's license would work. But you're going to want a scanner or a camera to send me images of the homework, and I'll show you how you do that on Blackboard. If I scroll down, you'll see the grading system here. The grading scale, you'll notice that, well, we're based on 500 points, and most of the grade here is based off of 20 written homework assignments that you're going to be doing over the next 8 weeks. So that translates into 3 assignments a week. We will also have 5 chapter quizzes because we're going to cover 5 chapters. This course moves very quickly. Normally we teach this Math 0850 course over 16 weeks, and you've signed up to take it in 8 weeks. That being said, I've taught this course in this format many times and helped many students get through the material and learn it well. And some have gone on to become nurses, some have gone on to become accountants, all starting from beginning algebra, which is not even a college level class yet, but it's something that you need if you want to continue on and go take college level math classes, which you need to do. The rest of the syllabus here talks about, so yeah, you have the quizzes, and then we're going to have a final review project instead of a final exam. So I'll talk about that more around Thanksgiving. But the rest of the syllabus here, I don't want to read through. You can do this on your own time. I discuss these items. I talk about keys to success. In addition to seeing me during office hours, it's nice to know that we have free remote tutoring sessions available Monday through Friday. And on the last page of the syllabus, I give you some step-by-step directions if you want to register. So I think you can follow that yourself. I'm going to close this, and I want to go back to the Blackboard page. So let's look at the course schedule for a moment. I think that'd be a good thing to look at. So here's the course schedule. You'll notice that each section has a link. And so if I click on one of the links, like Review Chapter 1 for next Monday, it'll take me directly to our book, and it actually takes me to the homework assignment that I'm going to do. Here, let's try that again. That was kind of fun. So if I click on section 2.3, solving equations with the variables on both sides, and this is an assignment that's due next Wednesday. By the way, it says assignments are due at noon on the day indicated. So homework 2, you'll notice, covers 2 sections. Actually, that's true. Most of the homework assignments will cover more than one section, 2 sections. And that has to do with the fact that when we teach this course in person, we meet for 2 hours, 3 days a week, because it's a 3 credit hour course. We're going twice as fast. And so you'll see, yeah, you're going to be busy through Thanksgiving. And even after Thanksgiving, we'll finish the course then in the second week of December. I just wanted to give you a quick overview so you can kind of see what's going on here. All right, this will take you right to the book. So if I click on 2.3, it's going to bring me to the book. And so it's a well-written book. There are links to previous examples if you don't know how to do something. They have an example that you can try and solve, and then quickly it'll show you a solution if you want. And then there's these you try it's. So you do an example and then you try 2 similar problems is the idea. But most of the homework will come from the end of the section. So I have the exercises down here. And let's take a look at that course schedule one more time so we can see what the assignment is. Yeah, so for Chapter 2, Section 3, I'm asking you to do 175 to 223 odd. And one of the reasons I like picking the odd problems is because after you work it out on paper, step by step, you can click the link and it'll take you to the answer key. So here are the section 2.3 exercises answer key. And so you should have gotten x equals 6, and then you'll know if you understand how to do it or not. In the textbook, there are 10 chapters. Our course covers chapters 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay? Chapters 7, 8, 9, and 10 are in Math 0950, our intermediate algebra class. This Chapter 1, Foundations, is really Math 0745 here at Lakeland. And so what I did, let me go back to the calendar. You'll notice that the very first day of class, I'm asking you to take the Chapter 1 practice test. I said 1314 to 1345. These numbers, basically, you go through the whole chapter and the numbers get very big by the time you get to the end. So the Chapter 1 practice test is the last thing they have. So I said, starting with problem 1314, I think you should be able to do most of these things really before the course even starts. Can you multiply fractions and add them and subtract them? Do you remember that you need a common denominator? Things like that. I don't expect you'll be able to do all of these. I expect you'll be able to attempt them and do most of them and ask questions. So if you write out problem 1323 and you work it out and you can't come up with the answer, well, I'm clicking there to find what the answer is. It's going to take me to problem 1323 here in a moment. Or maybe it takes me close. I guess I have to roll down a little more. So if you can't come up with that answer of 99, in the margin of your homework, write a little note, you know? And I look at homework and I try to help you guys understand. One of the reasons I collect the homework is that's a great way for us to communicate. I'll try and give you a hint on a problem you don't understand, and you can resubmit homework. You can submit it a second time. That's not a problem at all. And I'll regrade it. Okay, this is all about learning, and most of the learning takes place by the homework that you do. So my idea is you should be able to eventually get chapter 1 wrapped up in about a week. I'm giving you some advance notice here, but even if you go through the first week of the course and you're still working on chapter 1, I think that's fine. So in the meantime, you do want to keep up with the homework. Okay, so you may be working on elements of chapter 1, but don't let that stop you from working on homework number 2. There's some problems to do. Again, mostly odd problems. You notice when I get to homework number 3 and I start having you take on these new sections, I say chapter 3, section 1, 5 to 61 mod 4. So I said start with problem 5, then do problem 9, which is 4 more, then do problem 13. Because doing the odds, to me, that'd be too many problems. You know, you don't need that many. And then here, chapter 2, section 4, I said do mod 8. So start with problem 233, and we're going to go all the way up to 313, counting by 8s. So if you add 8 to that, you get 241. If you add 8 to that, you get 249. So I hope you understand. I don't want you to do all the odd problems. We're just doing some of them for homework 3. And actually, many times I will say that as you work ahead. So I hope that makes sense. So back to Blackboard for a minute. We've talked about the syllabus and the course schedule. The next button here is the calendar. This is a nice feature because it shows you what is coming up, what is due when. So today's the 13th. Your first, 2 things are due on the 19th. That's the first day, that's next Monday. You'll notice that we have a quiz. Well, is it really a quiz? Information about you. Go to this. It says it's a test. I'm going to ask you just a few questions about your background, but it's not worth any points, but I do want to collect it. I'm giving you a lot of information. I figure I want to collect a little bit. And anytime we have a quiz or, on a chapter or something like that, I will take the assignment and change when it's collected. You'll notice that homework number 1 is actually not due until midnight on the first day. Usually I'll collect the assignments at 11:59 a.m. Okay, so noon. So I want them turned in by then. If you ever run into a snag and you have to turn an assignment late, that's okay too. Remember, I allow you to resubmit assignments anyways. So that's okay too. You want to always do the assignment that's coming up, that's due. And then if you have to work on old stuff to clean it up a little bit, then you do that. You want to keep moving in a course like this. But your first couple quizzes are not posted yet, actually. So we clicked on the calendar. I'm going to jump down to quizzes for a moment. But you'll notice that that's where you're going to find the information about you quiz. And I'll be posting quizzes for chapter 2 and 3 that, they'll be collected in a couple weeks. You can always check the calendar again to see when the chapter 2 and 3 quizzes are due. So for us, they'll be November 2nd is when they are due. So you have that calendar, but you also have this calendar tool here on Blackboard, and I think that can be helpful. So I showed you quizzes. Working up from quizzes, the next button up is assignments. And so if I click on assignments, you'll see that they are organized by chapter. I put homework 1 here because it's just all of chapter 1. And so once you've done chapter 1 and you've taken your pictures or used a scanner, you'll have some computer file. And you want to give me that computer file. And so the way to do that, so if I click on, if I click on review chapter 1, that takes me to the practice test. That's not what I want. If I click on homework 1 itself, it tells me, let's do Monday, 15 points possible. I can click here to get to the book. It tells me what I need to do. But if you scroll down to submit the assignment, don't click write submission. Instead, click browse my computer. And so if I browse my computer, I can look for so I don't know where your picture is going to be. For some of you, it would be under documents. You may have something called scanned documents. Yeah, there. So you may have some images here. For some of you, it may be under pictures. But wherever that document is, suppose this was my homework, I could open it, and now it will be there as a JPEG or some, almost any type of file, image file will work. I can view almost anything. And then when I'm ready, I click submit. Okay. And you'll be all set as far as that goes. So that's how you're going to get me homework. When you turn in these assignments, if you ever want to know how you're doing, you can click on My Grades, and it will tell you how many points you've earned. And the other thing to look for, there'll be a little bubble here, like a comment bubble, like for cartoons. And if you click on that, you'll be able to see the comments that I make about your homework. And I think that's really important. So all of that information will appear here as your grade, and it's the way we'll communicate. So I think that should cover you as far as assignments. You'll have to click on the appropriate chapter. I have links and the assignment written there. Okay, now, how do you learn the material in order to do the assignments? My suggestion is using this course content button. So let me show you, chapter 2. We'll go ahead and click on that, and you'll notice it's organized by section. So yeah, let's do the very first section, section 2.1 and 2.2, solving equations with one step. So you'll notice I have links to the textbook. So this takes me directly to section 2.1. Often the start of a section will list the learning objectives, the things that you want to be able to do by the end of the section. Notice you can take notes, you can highlight and take notes. One of the nice things about this book. If you want, you can jot something down. There are be prepared problems, so things that they think you should be able to do by now. And if you can't, you can always click a link to view an old example. And then we get into the objectives. So verify a solution of an equation. And it kind of walks you through what to do. You can show a solution here. Determine if x equals 3/2 is a solution to this equation. And so now they show themselves, they substitute 3/2 in for x. They line things up step by step with the equal signs right above each other. That's a good idea. And since we get 4 equals 4, they say that's a solution. And there's things for you to try. But again, if I go back to the calendar, the course calendar, I see that sections 1 and 2, I'm supposed to do 513 to 549 odd. So where are those? Those problems are at the very end of the chapter. Because if you work all the way through this, you'll notice that these problems are 1 through 76 or something like that. So those exercises are from the very end of the chapter. They're these review exercises. So 513 appears here. In the following exercises, determine whether each number is a solution to the equation. So this is very much like the one I just showed you. Put in w equals 3/8 in for that w and see if it works or not. That's the question, yes or no. And notice there's links all over the place. This will take me right back. If I click it, it'll take me right back to the section where I would have learned about that. I can use that back button. Try number 15. Now try number 17. 517. Solve this equation. So you'll add -2 to both sides, right? Or subtract 2, depending how you think about it. So there's some basic algebra ideas here. So again, the textbook can help, but in addition, there are links to relevant videos here that I think can really help. Solving one-step equations by multiplying and dividing. Solve one-step equation by multiplying by a reciprocal signed. A little mixed review. Maybe I understand basically how to solve simple equations, but it's when they get more challenging that I'm in trouble. So let me try the mixed review. And I think these videos are very well done.
We want to solve the given equations. All four of these equations are considered one-step equations because we can solve for the variable by performing one operation to both sides of the equation.
So I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to tell you that there are several things you can do. I mean, one thing you can do is you can just say, do I know how to do these problems? Maybe I really don't like y over 5 is -8. And so, pause and use fast forward until you get, yeah, he's still working on the first equation. Let's move ahead until now he's working on the second equation. So maybe here I need a little more help. So I'll back up and hit play. You could save yourself a lot.
So to undo divided by 5, we perform the opposite operation. So we'll multiply both sides of the equation by 5.
And, you can do that to me as well. I won't be offended. If I'm going too slow and you want to speed me up, don't forget you can do that. There's other things you can do. So in the settings, you can change the playback speed. And you can say, wow, let's go through this twice as fast as normal.
Notice on the left side, because this is in fraction form, we might want to write 5 as 5 over 1. Notice here before multiplying, we can simplify.
Now, that may drive you crazy, but I've seen some students that enjoy doing it that way. Here, I'm going to change my playback speed back to normal. I do like doing normal speed and then just fast forwarding to whatever it is I need. So I hope that you'll take advantage of that as well. I have lots of videos posted for you that are relevant to the section. I think between the videos and the excellent textbook, I think you'll be able to do this. Okay, let me go back to assignment 2 again, homework number 2. So it said 513 to 549 odd, and it also said for chapter 2, section 3, 175 to 223 odd. For these problems, I said rather than go to the chapter review, I'm going to work right out of the end of the section. So let me do that real quick. I'll go to section 2, 3, so you can see where those problems are. I think you're going to, as we get into this section, probably need some practice before you start the homework. And so again, you can ask yourself, do I know how to do this one? How about the next example? If yes, move on. If this is where it starts getting tricky, maybe then I'll try some of these try-its. By the way, the solutions to the try-it problems you can find at the end of the chapter. So when I go down here to the answer key, and I'll click on chapter 2, notice it gives me these be prepared problems, and now it gives me the try it problems, and they're all numbered. And so you can go ahead and look up the try it that you had trouble with. And you can even go back to it if you want. The link will take me right back to where I was. So that's kind of nice. I think it's a book that is pretty convenient for an online course, and I hope you will agree. I have one other link here just if you want to get to the book itself. There's some information about how to use it, etc. But honestly, I think course content is going to be the way that you navigate the course. That, the calendar, and the assignments. Of course, you need the assignments tab in order to actually turn in your homework when you're done writing it out. And then the same with the quizzes. So your timed quizzes will appear here. I don't have any yet other than the information about you. I'll be posting a couple of quizzes soon because you're going to be taking those, I guess, in the beginning of week 3. So I hope that this answers your questions in this video. And if you have any other questions in the information about you quiz, there's actually some space to ask me whatever you want. You can also send me an email or call me or stop by my office hours. I look forward to working with you this semester, and I'll talk to you soon.